Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Every heart sings a song, incomplete, until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. At the touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Only the dead have seen the end of war. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds, so that you may be better able to discover with accuracy the peculiar bent of the genius of each. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. One of the penalties of refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. The measure of a man is what he does with power. Ignorance, the root and stem of every evil. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. Courage is knowing what not to fear. There are three classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. In politics we presume that everyone who knows how to get votes knows how to administer a city or a state. When we are ill, we do not ask for the handsomest physician, or the most eloquent one. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help, and what they cannot. You should not honor men more than truth. When men speak ill of thee, live so as nobody may believe them. Those who tell the stories rule society. I'm trying to think, don't confuse me with facts. The beginning is the most important part of the work. A good decision is based on knowledge and not on numbers. Thinking, the talking of the soul with itself. There is no harm in repeating a good thing. Knowledge without justice ought to be called cunning rather than wisdom. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. Opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. If a man neglects education, he walks lame to the end of his life. Books give a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Bodily exercise, when compulsory, does no harm to the body, but knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. Ideas are the source of all things. Knowledge becomes evil if the aim be not virtuous. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. And what, Socrates, is the food of the soul? Surely, I said, knowledge is the food of the soul. The untrained mind keeps up a running commentary, labeling everything, judging everything. Best to ignore that commentary. Don't argue or resist, just ignore. Deprived of attention and interest, this voice gets quieter and quieter and eventually just shuts up. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. Writing is the geometry of the soul. Necessity is the mother of invention. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Reality is created by the mind. We can change our reality by changing our mind. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. Poverty doesn't come because of the decrease of wealth but because of the increase of desires. No man should bring children into the world who is unwilling to persevere to the end in their nature and education. The direction in which education starts a man will determine his future in life. Excessive liberty, whether it lies in state or individuals, seems only to pass into excessive slavery. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. Love is born into every human being. It calls back the halves of our original nature together. It tries to make one out of two and heal the wound of human nature. To love rightly is to love what is orderly and beautiful in an educated and disciplined way. The one who learns and doesn't practice is like the one who plows and never plants. The right question is usually more important than the right answer. We are twice armed if we fight with faith. He who love touches walks not in darkness. Better to complete a small task well, than to do much imperfectly. Don't force your children into your ways, for they were created for a time different from your own. Character is simply habit long continued. A house that has a library in it has a soul. A hero is born among 100, a wise man is found among 1,000, but an accomplished one might not be found even among 100,000 men. I would teach children music, physics, and philosophy, but most importantly music, for the patterns in music and all the arts are the keys to learning. If a man can be properly said to love something, it must be clear that he feels affection for it as a whole, and does not love part of it to the exclusion of the rest. I thought to myself, I am wiser than this man. Neither of us probably knows anything that is really good, but he thinks he has knowledge, when he has not, while I, having no knowledge, do not think I have. No wealth can ever make a bad man at peace with himself. Either we shall find what it is we are seeking, or at least we shall free ourselves from the persuasion that we know what we do not know. All I really know is the extent of my own ignorance.